Seated, please. New question. Member from Newmarket, Aurora.
Thank you. My question is to the Premier. I'd like to ask the Premier a question about a $770 million contract that she signed off on as the Minister of Transportation in June of 2010. Speaker, that contract commits the government through Metrolinx to buy 182 LRT vehicles with very specific delivery dates. Well, the first delivery date has come and gone. And the reason that the government was not able to take delivery is that it has nowhere to put them. Given the Premier's new doctrine of transparency, I'd like to ask the Premier this. What are the penalties to date that the taxpayers have incurred as a result of that contract, and will the Premier agree to table that contract with us so that we can see the details of that contract?
Thank you. Premier.
Minister of Transportation and Infrastructure.
Transportation and Infrastructure.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. There are a number of contracts out right across.
The member from Renfrew will come to order now. That's the second time. Carry on.
Mr. Speaker, there are a number of contracts right now, and I know that many people think of these as Toronto projects, but actually it is in the riding of Barrie that all the tunneling equipment is being manufactured. It is in Thunder Bay, but that's it. Metrolinx has been doing a remarkable job delivering on 15 major build-out projects, almost all of them, I think all of them significantly under budget and on time, Mr. Speaker. I have not heard of any particular problems with those. I know there are management of these contracts and the timings are adjusted. They're highly scandalous. Mr. Speaker, when you're doing 15 major projects at the same time, I have a lot of confidence in Metrolinx to manage these contracts in public interest. Mr. Speaker.
Supplementary.
The question was easy. Speaker, the Premier should have briefed her Minister of Transportation on this $770 million contract with Bombardier Transportation.
Minister of the Environment, come to order.
About it. The fact of the matter is that we have it on good authority that the penalties on that single contract today are more than $70 million and growing by the day. I'd like to ask the Premier this question. Will you, in light of your commitment to transparency, let your Minister of Transportation know what's in that contract? Will you table that contract with us here in the legislature? Will you agree not to download the cost of that contract onto municipalities who are being blackmailed into taking those vehicles against their will? And will you commit that any municipal transit projects will be open to public tender from this point forward so that they don't have to absorb your
Thank you. Mr. Transportation.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. You know, it just kind of galls me, Mr. Speaker, to hear from the party that downloaded billions of dollars of health and social services costs, forced amalgamation onto municipalities, standing in the House, are really being pretty petty and silly about this, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we work in a very challenging environment on what is, quite frankly, a $50 billion transit build-out. There are changes that are made, some requested by members opposite, and they're complex. We are in the middle of negotiations right now, Mr. Speaker, through Metrolinx with the TTC and with the city to accommodate requests they've made. That will mean the cancellation of storage facilities, the reassignment of cars, and additional costs, Mr. Speaker. If you don't want to be a high-handed government and you actually want to work with municipalities, there will be costs and changes to meet those, Mr. Speaker. We have respected municipal government, and the party opposite, Mr. Speaker, could take a few lessons from us on that. Thank you.
Question.